Look, what if you could take 10 exhausting hours of multi-tab, deeply frustrating internet research and literally compress it into just 5 minutes? We're all used to standard AI chatbots, right? You ask a question, you get a quick conversational answer. But what if you had an autonomous agent that could build you a massive 15-page, fully cited market report by analyzing well over 100 live web sources, all while you just go grab a cup of coffee? Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack exactly how you can make that your reality right now.
And the stakes here are absolutely wild. If you're still relying on those standard chat prompts for heavy-duty research, you are burning through hours of your life for no reason. Using this specific tool reduces manual labor costs by a staggering 88%. Seriously, think about that. You are dropping a grueling 12-hour research workflow down to just 1 hour a month, all while the AI effortlessly scans over 100 live sources for you. If you aren't doing this, I guarantee your competitors are. They're getting critical market insights faster and for a tiny fraction of the cost.
So, here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, we'll dive into the deep research revolution. Then we'll master the query framework. Third, a really cool secret prompt hack. Fourth, fixing those annoying citations and paywalls. And finally, the massive 2026 Max update. Let's get into it.
Okay, part 1, the deep research revolution, from simple search bar to autonomous agent. First off, you really got to understand the fundamental architecture shift happening here. We are completely moving away from the old way of doing things. You see, standard Gemini chat relies on immediate generation. You ask a question, it tries to predict the very next word, and boom, you get a conversational response. Gemini Deep Research, though, it's an autonomous agent. It uses a rigorous, multi-step planning to reporting process to build a huge, structured, 15-page document. It actually sits there, reasons, and plans out a strategy before it ever writes a single word.
Let's walk through the May 2025 workflow updates because this is where the magic happens. Step 1, you can now throw your own private PDFs or images right into the query. Step 2, the AI doesn't just start writing blindly, it creates a highly detailed research plan. And right here, this is the absolute game changer. Step 3, you get to manually review, modify, or add subtopics to that plan before anything else happens. You are in total control of the scope. Only when it's perfect do you move to step 4 and execute the search.
Once that giant report is finally cooked, what do you do with it? Well, the native export features are phenomenal. With just one click, you kick the whole finalized report over to Google Docs or Sheets. And the best part? All those citations remain completely intact, no messy reformatting. But, okay, arguably the coolest feature. You can generate an audio overview. It literally turns your finalized research into a conversational two-host podcast-style discussion. You can literally listen to your deep research findings while driving to work. How crazy is that?
Moving right along to part 2, master the query framework, building the perfect instruction. If you want this agent to perform flawlessly and not give you generic fluff, you have to give it the right marching orders. This right here is your blueprint, the 4-part query framework. Whenever you prompt, you need these 4 things. First, the topic and scope. Like, what exactly are we zooming in on? Second, the time frame. Are we talking about data from the last 6 months or the last decade? Third, specific criteria. What are the strict boundaries it needs to follow? And fourth, the output format. Do you want bullet points, an executive summary, or maybe a big table? Oh, and speaking of tables, let me give you a super quick, highly actionable pro tip. Whenever you tell the AI to give you a table, always force it to cap the generation at a maximum of 8 columns. Seriously, if you let it create wider tables, say 9 or 10 columns, the formatting will completely break when you export it over to Google Docs. Just tell it, keep it to 8 columns, and your documents will come out perfectly pristine every single time.
All right, part 3, the secret prompt hack, working smarter, not harder.
This is where we level up from a basic workflow to an intermediate, high-power system. We call this technique prompt to prompt. Let's be real. Sometimes writing out that perfect 4-part query framework is exhausting all by itself. So what's the smartest way to get a flawless query? Have the regular, fast Gemini chat model write it for you. You use the speedy, conversational AI to build the highly complex, detailed instructions that you'll feed to the slower, much deeper, deep research agent. And you can literally copy and paste this exact wording today. Just open regular Gemini and type, "I need to research the top 10 SaaS products." Create an in-depth prompt I can use for deep research. Boom, the AI will instantly spit back an incredibly detailed, multi-paragraph prompt covering scopes, angles, and formats you probably wouldn't have even thought of.
You just copy that, drop it into Deep Research, and you've guaranteed maximum depth on your report.
Now for part 4, fixing citations and paywalls, the reference audit.
We have to talk about the two biggest, most agonizing frustrations in AI research: hallucinated dead links and paywalled sites that can't read. How do we trust the citations? Well, after your massive report is done, you run a reference audit. This is an absolutely genius tip from an independent AI tester. You just run a second prompt that says exactly this: audit all links for 200 OK and replace paywalled sites with free secondary summaries. That commands the AI to do a second dedicated sweep, strictly to fix broken URLs and bypass paywalls that originally got stuck on. Just like that, your citations become bulletproof. But a quick heads up on that. You have to include that exact phrasing. You must explicitly tell the AI to mark those bypassed sources as secondary summaries. Why? Because by labeling those specific workarounds, you maintain absolute transparency and trust in your document. You'll always know exactly which sources were direct, pure reads, and which ones had to be synthesized from secondary reporting. No surprises.
Which brings us to the final section, Part 5, the 2026 Max Update, the blue ocean of autonomous data.
Okay, this is the absolute climax of today's explainer. We're looking at features most people aren't even talking about yet. As of April 2026, Google dropped Deep Research Max, which runs on something called MCP, or Model Context Protocol. This is revolutionary, guys. MCP is a highly secure framework that lets Deep Research Max finally look at gated proprietary company databases, not just the public web. It means your business can securely plug this autonomous agent straight into your private internal CRMs or your highly sensitive financial data streams.
To really wrap your head around how powerful this is, think about the three massive streams of data flowing in right now. You've got public web search data, you've got the user-uploaded PDFs from the 2025 update, and now you have gated MCP data pouring in straight from your company's secure servers. Deep Research Max takes all of that, merges it together seamlessly, and, get this, it uses that unified data to natively generate presentation-ready charts and infographics right there inside your final document.
So, taking a step back, we need to completely reframe how we view this technology, especially with the query frameworks, the prompt hacks, and these new MCP updates we just covered. Listen to me, you are no longer just automating a search bar. When you're guiding an AI through project planning, bypassing complex paywalls, auditing hundreds of links, and natively visualizing your private company data, you are automating a junior analyst. You are commanding a multi-stage employee.
Which brings us to our final thought: